Derry has already shown viewers that it isn't interested in playing it safe. From the very first episode, the show proved it's darker, harsher, and more unpredictable than the two It movies that came before it. But episode 4 takes things even further, delivering a horrific scene that many fans agree is even more disturbing than anything in It, 2017, or It, Chapter 2, 2019. Welcome to Derry started violent, but episode 4 takes it to a new level. Before we even reach episode 4, the show has already thrown some heavy punches. The pilot episode ends with the brutal deaths of 3 children, 2 of whom looked like they might be central characters. This alone tells us something. The show doesn't care about protecting important characters. Everyone is in danger. It's a harsh reminder that Welcome to Derry is not a nostalgia-filled soft horror series. It's a full horror experience with on-screen violence, emotional trauma, real fear, and consequences. But even with all the early shocks, Episode 4 manages to top everything that came before it, including the movies. And the moment that does it involves a character named Marge, Lily's insecure friend, who has been stuck between helping Lily and following the mean girl group known as the Patty Cakes. What happens to Marge is not just scary, it's unforgettable. It's the kind of scene that horror fans will talk about for years, the same way people still mention the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones, the Negan episode in The Walking Dead, or the eyeball scene with Oberyn in the mountain. Let's break down the scene and the clues leading to it. Marge has been teased for something bigger since episode 1. Marge, played by Matilda Lawler, has always seemed like a character with more going on beneath the surface. The show drops little breadcrumbs about her. She's insecure. She wants to fit in. She admires Lily but fears the Patty Cakes. She clearly wants to belong somewhere. This emotional tug-of-war is exactly the kind of weakness Pennywise loves. Pennywise never just attacks physically. He attaches himself to emotional vulnerability. Breadcrumb. Pennywise always hunts the characters who are lonely, full of fear, unsure of who they are, trying to hide pain, and that is Marge in a nutshell. The bathroom setup, a fake friendship, turns into a nightmare. In episode 4, Marge appears to choose the Patty Cakes over Lily. She pretends to be Lily's friend again, just long enough to set up a cruel prank. She tells Lily, a boy named Tim likes her. Lily should fix her hair and go talk to him. She should meet him after freshening up in the bathroom. Secretly, Tim is planning to humiliate Lily. Marge is part of that plan. At this point, viewers think they know what's coming. The classic mean girl trick. Lily gets embarrassed. Marge feels guilty. Drama unfolds, but Welcome to Derry doesn't go for the predictable route. Instead, the show flips everything upside down. And this is where the hidden detail comes in. Breadcrumb. Before this scene, the class watched a documentary newsreel that showed something disturbing involving parasites in eyes. This was not random. It was the show planting the seed for what was about to happen. Marge's eyes start to change, the first truly horrific moment. While Marge is alone with Lily in the bathroom, she starts to panic internally. You can tell she's torn between confessing her role in the prank or going through with it. Her eyes push forward from her sockets, grow darker, slowly twist to odd colors. This transformation mirrors the newsreel the kids watched, a direct clue that Pennywise is using Marge's guilt and fear to get inside her mind. Pennywise always uses specific fears or images the victim has seen earlier, like Beverly sees the painting lady first, Eddie sees the leper first, Bill sees Georgie's death repeatedly. Here, Pennywise uses the documentary imagery to shape Marge's hallucination. This is not random, it's psychological manipulation. The full-body horror transformation, Marge's eyes, come alive. What happens next is one of the grossest and most shocking moments in the entire franchise. Marge's eyes literally begin to crawl out of her head, stretching out like slugs or parasites, with thin stalks that seem to move by themselves. She screams and panics, clawing at her face, as if her eyes have their own minds. This is not the cartoonish Pennywise from some moments in Chapter 2. This is real, physical, nauseating body horror. Instead of Pennywise turning into a giant Paul Bunyan or puking black goo to cheesy music like in the movies, the show delivers something that feels grounded, painful, and impossible to look away from. This scene reminds viewers of classic horror moments like the chestburster from Alien, the mirror scene in Oculus, any parasite attack in The Thing. It's deeply uncomfortable. Marge's panic leads her to the wood shop, and the scene gets worse in agony. Marge runs out of the bathroom and straight into the school's wood shop. And in one horrifying moment, she makes a desperate decision. She uses a table saw to cut off her own eye. And the show doesn't look away. It doesn't fade to black. It doesn't soften the moment. It shows everything. This is the point where the scene becomes even more disturbing than anything the It movies dared to do. Breadcrumb, Pennywise feeds on fear, not death. So forcing Marge to mutilate herself gives him exactly what he wants. Extreme terror, extreme pain, extreme despair. And as viewers, we see that Pennywise doesn't always need to directly kill a character. Sometimes he simply manipulates them into hurting themselves, which is even more terrifying. The aftermath, Lily gets blamed, just as Pennywise wanted. When the other students find Lily and Marge, the timing is terrible. Everyone assumes Lily attacked Marge. This is another breadcrumb. Pennywise wants Lily isolated. He wants her alone, blamed, confused, unstable, without friends or protection. By making Marge hurt herself in front of Lily, Pennywise tricks the school into turning against Lily. This is how Pennywise works. He hits the weak spot. He destroys friendships. He builds emotional walls. Then he attacks when the victim is alone. This is the same strategy he used on Beverly, Eddie, Bill, Henry Bowers, and almost every child in Derry. The show is showing us Pennywise in his most manipulative form. This scene fixes one of the biggest problems in the It movies. The It movies sometimes struggled with tone, especially Chapter 2, where some scenes felt too goofy, too comedic, not scary, too over the top. For example, the giant Paul Bunyan scene. The leper vomiting on Eddie while Angel of the Morning plays Pennywise's overly exaggerated dancing and screaming fans felt these moments made Pennywise less terrifying. But Welcome to Derry avoids that problem. The Marge scene is gross, frightening, grounded, emotionally real, and genuinely disturbing. Even when the eye stalk imagery looks surreal, the pain and confusion keep the tone deadly serious. This makes Pennywise feel dangerous again, something the movies sometimes failed to maintain. The big question, did Marge survive? Episode 4 ends without telling us whether Marge is alive or dead. This uncertainty is intentional. It keeps viewers anxious, unsettled, and connected to Lily's emotional trauma. And it reminds us that Pennywise isn't just physically dangerous. He leaves emotional wreckage behind him. Why this scene is one of the most horrific moments in the whole franchise. Here's why this moment stands out. It's unpredictable. You think you know where the scene is going, then it veers into a nightmare. It's grounded. The gore feels real, not CGI cartoonish. It's psychological. Pennywise uses a documentary image, Marge's guilt and her fear. It isolates Lily. This is his long game. Weaken the emotional bonds. It raises the stakes. If episode 4 is this intense, what comes next? It redefines Pennywise. No balloons, no jokes, just pure horror. Conclusion. Welcome to Derry has outdone the It movies and created its own challenge by delivering such a disturbing, emotionally heavy, and visually shocking moment. Welcome to Derry has officially surpassed the 2 It movies when it comes to real horror. But this creates a new problem. How can the show top this? Can it get even scarier? Or has it already reached its peak? We don't know yet. But if this scene is any indication, Pennywise in Welcome to Derry is more terrifying, more creative, and more cruel than ever before.